Hello and welcome dear students. Children, today's video is for class 10th students and I will be explaining the literary devices or the poetic devices used in the poem The Frog and the Nightingale from English Communicative Book Interactive English. But before starting with the literary devices, I would like to request you to subscribe to my channel so that you get the notification of all my videos. Do like and share it with your friends also. Now we come to the literary devices. First literary device used in the poem. It's very common, children. That is alliteration. Means when a speech sound is repeated in two consecutive words. Okay, Bengal bog, crass cacophony, or maybe in a line also, children. Next night, toads and teals and tiddlers. T sound is repeated here. T sound, toads. Teals, t sound. More, morose, m sound. Brainless bird, must make, better billings, trembling, terrified, and second song. Next is children rhyme scheme. Rhyme scheme of the poem is AABB. Next poetic device is anaphora. Children, line number 133 and 134, they start with these two words for two. When two consecutive lines start with the same word, that poetic device is called anaphora. Children, I have made two videos on literary devices. I will give you the link of those two videos in the description box. You can see those videos to understand all these literary devices better. Next poetic device is children personification. I willed my pen. Frog has been personified. I is frog here in this poem. Next is children metaphor. You are Mozart in disguise. Mozart in disguise. Frog, Nightingale is comparing the frog to that great musician, Mozart. Other poetic device used is children imagery. Various vivid words have been used by the poet to touch our senses, children. See the examples. And the crass cacophony blared out from the sumac tree. We can imagine a tree and we can hear the sound, crass cacophony. Other examples, ladies with tiaras glittering in the interval sat twittering, the sky in moonlight, nightingale sitting on a sumac tree singing a melodious song, shook her head, twitched her tail. Now we come to the next one, it is repetition. Children, see when words are repeated in close proximity to emphasize any idea, that is called repetition, children. Did you, these words have been repeated. Coash, day by day, night on night, on and on and on. Same line, children, these words have been repeated, so it is called repetition. And when any phrase and line is repeated in the poem, throughout the poem, that is called refrain, children. Don't get confused between repetition and refrain. Antithesis. Children, antithesis is the poetic device when two contrasting ideas, opposite ideas are used together. Dusk to dawn, now and then. Opposite words used together. Morning, night, sweet and bitter, up and down. Next poetic device is onomatopoeia. Croaked, coo-o-ah, coo-ash, twittering. All these are sound words. Hence, poetic device or literary device used is onomatopoeia. Now we come to the next poetic device used in the poem, and that is allusion. Children, references to Mozart or titles like Duck of Kent and the Scoot of Monte Cristo, all these examples, children, this Owl of Sandwich, all these are examples of allusion. Okay, the frog calls the nightingale, the nightingale calls the frog, compares it to this Mozart. Okay, but actually he is not. This frog has a very croaking sound, harsh sound. Okay, and the Scoot of Monte Cristo, probably this title has been taken from this famous novel, The Count of Monte Cristo. Okay, so all these have been used in a very mocking tone. Next is children, irony. See this line, children. Your song must be your own. In the end, when the nightingale died, the frog made this statement. This is an ironical one, children, because In the beginning, he tells that gullible and innocent nightingale not to boast about her own creation, her own song, when she says that the song she sang was her own creation. Frog was very cunning, very wicked one. The frog completely destroys the poor nightingale who had a melodious voice. To make sure, he wanted to make sure that he remains the sole singer in the Binglebong. Now we come to the last poetic device used in the poem, and it is transferred epithet, children. When transferred epithet means adjective, the quality has been transferred to something else. Tired song. Who is actually tired? Song is not tired. Nightingale is tired. In line number 113, children, this line is, night on night her tired song. Miss Nightingale was getting tired, not song. So the poetic device is transferred epithet. Dear children, I have explained all the literary devices used in the poem. Do well in your exam. Hope you like this video. Stay tuned for more videos on different topics. Like this video, subscribe to my channel and share it with your friends also. Thanks for watching my video.